A man is behind bars tonight after police connected him to a shooting on Greenwell Springs Road that happened over the weekend. Video surveillance linked Yoshi Edwards to that shooting.
2 shootings and facing 7 attempted murder charges. He has court today.
Well, Yoshi ended up getting sentenced to 15 years hard labor. Is that right?
Yeah.
What does hard labor mean in Louisiana?
Man, I think that's something they just say.
And bro, let's talk about Yo-Yo, man, Yoshi.
That's my nephew.
Yeah, bro. So Yoshi got a 15-piece. Like he underneath the old law, right? Where he could get parole if we do half.
Yeah, he don't got to do the whole 15.
Okay.
You know, y'all be here in a couple years.
We gonna take this one right here back to BR, where the streets wild and reckless and out of control. But youngers learn to squeeze triggers before they learn how to count figures. This story revolves around one of them youngins. That boy came in the world September 13, 1998. A newborn raised in the bottom, like just another name typed on a birth certificate. Another mouth added to the mean, grimy streets of the trenches. But in real life, that date really meant they dropped him off in the city with beef, bloodshed, and R.I.P. t-shirts, damn near part of the dress code. Ain't no fake made-up story. That boy got delivered straight into a war zone with a school district. We all don't put no filter on nothing. Houses abandoned like they been hit by a hurricane. Corners crowded with killers, dealers, and young hitters in training. Police sirens treating the block like it's their favorite neighborhood. Little dudes learning real quick. Kindergarten got nap time. Middle school got funeral time. By the time they hit 12, they done already been to 20 funerals, acting like they ain't seen that many caskets before. Yoshi Tyree Edwards grew up right in the middle of all that violence, gunshots, and murder. Ain't no Disney intros, ain't no Nickelodeon kid show, no mentor, no interventions. Just a kid watching the dirty world move around him and figuring out the rules like everybody else. Stay dangerous, stay alert, stay with your head on a swivel, or become a victim. In his part of the city, respect shorter than minimum wage checks and way harder to get. Who's out there in them streets be fighting over it like it's a stimulus check. The older homies got the blueprint he can see but can't fully understand yet. Pistols on their lap, temp tags on their calls, nicknames way more gangsters than their government name, and everybody swear they next up. That's how BR was rocking. To a teenager on the sidewalk, all that looked like power, clout, cash, and danger in the same package. By the time that boy hit his mid-teens, Baton Rouge cooking up another batch of rappers. The whole generation dropping tracks and problems at the same time. On one side, you got Never Broke Again, co-founded by Contrell Garden, aka NBA Youngboy, moving like they the new franchise team. Streams going up, videos going viral. Everybody yelling them initials like it's a passport stamp to the hood. On the other side, you got Top Boy Gorilla, aka TBG, building their own empire. These ain't clean corporate labels though. It's street shit and gangster stitched all together. Same playground, same projects, same hoods, same baby mama, same cousin hustling in front of the corner stores. The music just the soundtrack to something deadly and way more uglier. Outside the city, people call it rap beef. Inside the city, them 3 letters stand for who gonna show up at your funeral and who gonna be blamed for putting you in the ground. One of the generals in TBG, Garrett Burton, government name, but the streets knew him as the real G Money. Him and Youngboy was once cool, standing on the same business, same Glocks, same choppers, same dreams. That little lines fell apart quick though. This record started flying, interviews got heated, IG Live started sounding like coded death threats.
Sneak dissing on this song, he's saying this and saying that. He's saying buku shit about a nigga and a nigga supposed to just not say nothing. You hear me? Like y'all don't pay attention to all that shit. But fuck what they say, I don't give a fuck.
Tension go from sub-tweets to sub-machine gun. That boy G Money fell out with Top behind some snake shit. The 2 were like brothers. Youngboy stayed calling G Money his big bro. But all that shit right there, it came crumbling down like the towers for 9/11. And Youngboy switched sides. The streets say on the low, G Money was smashing that boy YB sister.
Not really, he mad about his sister too though.
About his sister?
Yeah, I had her a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's mad about that. He wasn't really tripping on it back then, though, you know what I'm saying? He be calling me big brother and shit, you hear me? I guess he just let that fame and shit get to his head. Now he feel like he just, this new nigga, whoever he supposed to be, whoever he called himself.
So dig this year, September 2017 rolled round. The war between TBG, aka Top Boy Gorillas, and BBG, aka Bottom Boy Gorillas, had gotten way out of control. Ops slid on G Money, turned that boy TV off. Just like that, another rapper did in the city, already overcrowded with funeral arrangements and obituaries.
Baton Rouge police are looking into a deadly shooting that claimed the life of a local rapper. Police say someone shot and killed 22-year-old Garrett Burton on Dallas Street around 1:20 last night. Burton performed under the name G Money. Right now, police have not named any suspects or motive. If you can help police or have any tips, you can report them anonymously to Crime Stoppers. That number 344-STOP. And remember, your tip could lead to a cash reward.
Baton Rouge got a long history of killings that never see a courtroom, but this one here, it hit different. Investigators tied them shit straight back to the TBG-BBG beef.
A lot of you are reacting tonight to the arrest of this man, DeAndre Fields. Baton Rouge police say they arrested him years after the shooting death of a local rapper, Garrett Burton. Back in 2017, Burton went by the name of G Money. He was found shot to death in the parking lot on Dallas Drive there. Police arrested DeAndre Fields for second-degree murder.
The little invisible line between the two camps don't bend no more. It just snaps and disappears. From that night on, everything they dropped got blood behind it, whether it's short or not. With G Money gone, TBG got a hole in the lineup. Streets don't like vacancies, they like replacements. That's the world where Yoshi start meaning something to somebody besides his mama. That boy ran with the name lit Yoshi, not for being some genius in a booth, not for changing the sound of the city, not for new music, but for gangster shit. Inside BR, his name rang for a different reason, who he was running with and who he gon' flush next. 12 laid with that boy an enforcer. Translation, this the dude they expect to pull up when it's time to make the threats real. The TBG-BBG beef turned into two little small armies going to war. Violent little young dudes with too much time and too many guns and bullets. Social media became the front porch. Streets stayed the graveyard. Tweets and Instagram stories talk slick. Then the block answer back with 9mm. One car got shot up in one hood, then another got sprayed in the next. 12 start putting together crime report charts like it's a group project in middle school. Same name keeps popping up in their little spiral notebooks, and one of them names over and over, but that boy Yoshi. Then in 2018, NBA affiliate Desmond Hardnett, aka Dump, was murdered. Dump was the manager of NBA Youngboy. Them boys had a close relationship, both as managers and partners.
On yesterday's double shooting on Narren Drive, Baton Rouge police say 29-year-old Desmond Hardnett died last night from his injuries. Police say Hardnett and a 32-year-old woman were both shot during a drive-by shooting yesterday afternoon. That happened near the corner of Narren and Baywell. We're told the woman's injuries are not expected to be life-threatening.
The war ignited even more like a ticking time bomb, and the more time went on, the more tempers would begin to rise between them cliques. TBG and BBG affiliates. NBA, aka Never Broke Again. In 2019, a shooting on Avenue L brought that boy Yoshi out of rumor territory and into official paperwork. Call roll up, shots ring out, a man get hit, and several park whips catch straight bullets like they did something. It ain't no national headline, no CNN news story. Just one more shot fired in a city where that phrase sounds routine. But to detectives, it's another puzzle piece. They track it down, line up what they got, and Yoshi end up charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. On its own, somebody might try to spin it as one bad night, wrong place, wrong time, but BR don't do isolated incidents. That city treats violence like a series, not a special episode. While Louisiana dealing with all that, another chapter playing out in Florida. Like this wall got frequent flyer miles. May 2019 in Sunny Isles Beach outside the Trump International Beach Resort, the whole atmosphere lit. Tourists, palm trees, bikinis, and people paying too much for drinks. Then gunshots pop out in the background like ad-libs. Young boy on the scene, his girl get hit. Some 43-year-old man minding his business, no idea what BBG or TBG even is, gets killed by a stray. He ain't in no beef, he just caught behind somebody else's wall. Like damn near half the victims in these street stories. Miami police do their homework, start chasing phone records and cell phone tower hits. They circle right back to some familiar Baton Rouge names. That boy Yoshi on that list as somebody they wanted to talk to. Data got him in Miami that day, same area. They never put cuffs on him for that shooting, never filed a charge with his name on that body, but Louisiana prosecutors kept that incident in their pocket. Like, look, this shit not even local no more. This beef got a passport.
Flipping right now at noon, a violent weekend after gunfire erupts outside the Trump International Beach Resort in Sunny Isles Beach. A man killed there after being caught in the crossfire. A woman was also wounded. Now, witnesses say that shooting involved rival rappers. They were in town for the Rolling Loud Music Festival. Local 10 News reporter Madeline Bright is live at that scene of the shooting with an update now from police. What are police saying, Madeline?
Christy, police say that they've detained 9 people for questioning, but so far nobody's been arrested for the shooting, which happened on the steps of the hotel. Those bullets traveled across the street and ended up hitting a man 500 feet away in a car that was parked right here, and you can see the broken glass left behind.
That can be all. The pile of cases already heavy enough to break the scale. After Avenue L, after everything investigators connecting, they set that boy bond around $1.8 million. That's just talk for we really don't want you outside. But money moved differently in certain circles. That bag got put together and the court let that boy relocate to South Florida under strict house arrest. Ankle monitor locked in, curfew on military time, movement permissions tighter than TSA. No music videos, no gun selfies. On paper, he's supposed to fade to black while the cases cross-load through the system, waiting to jam him up.
Yoshi Edwards, since entering the not guilty plea to several counts of attempted murder, is out of custody after posting a nearly $2 million bond.
In real life, though, them shits right there got his location saved. For a minute, that boy lay low, but the gravity in them situations always pull people back into that orbit. April 2020, back in Baton Rouge at the Plea Apartments, middle of the day, regular quiet hanging in the air like it paid rent. A man sitting in a park whip, probably thinking about groceries, them overdue utility bills, all those text messages his girl saw from his side piece, not even realizing he parked in somebody's war zone. Then the calm got shredded. Gunfire flipped the whole complex into panic mode. Kids sprinting for doorways, grown folks diving behind cars like they're in the movie they didn't audition for. When the smoke cleared, the man still alive but hanging on by threads. Detectives start pulling camera footage, phone calls, and street whispers. And surprise, the same cycle of violence, fingerprints show up again. They tie that TrelitzaHit back to the wall. Once more, the names they circling is bold, and next that boy lit Yoshi.
I'm alert, and we do want to warn you, this video is violent. The East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office is searching for these 2 people caught on camera shooting a man. The victim here did survive. They are expected to be okay. Deputies say this happened earlier this week on Hanks Drive. The 2 suspects can be seen pulling up in a newer Jeep Cherokee and then walking up and just opening fire, as you can see. Anyone with information, please call Crime Stoppers.
This time they hit him with 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder and stack on weapons and property damage charges just for good measure. The scoreboard on his legal problems starting to look like a broken calculator. In July 4, 2020, the violence decide fireworks ain't loud enough. Mallard Crossing apartments, families doing holiday shit, planning barbecue plates, trying to give kids one normal memory in a city that specializes in the opposite. One car pulled into the complex with 2 adults and 2 little kids inside. Another whip rolled up behind them like it's just another tenant. Instead, it opened up. Bullets go through metal and glass like that car owed them money. When the shot stopped, all 4 inside the car shot. 2 grown, 2 small. Neighbors see paramedics loading bloody kids onto stretchers on a day that was supposed to be watching them point at fireworks. That scene ended up stuck in the city's head. One of those images people remember, even if they forgot the name. For prosecutors, this was the showcase piece of the puzzle. Children hit in a car on a holiday, overgrown man problems. That's the kind of thing they walk into a court with like, ladies and gentlemen, this whole war is reckless and beyond words. When they file charges, they hang 4 counts of attempted first-degree murder on Yoshi and add assault by drive-by shooting for that Mallard Crossing attack. Put that together with the April Plea shooting and Avenue L case, and now he's sitting on 7 attempted murder counts total, plus all the extra legal side dishes nobody want with their prison trade.
A man is behind bars tonight after police connected him to a shooting on Greenwell Springs Road that happened over the weekend. Video surveillance linked Yoshi Edwards to that shooting. 2 children and 2 adults were shot when a car pulled next to theirs and began shooting. When police took Edwards into custody, they actually realized he had an active arrest warrant for a shooting that happened back in April that sent 1 person to the hospital. Edwards is now charged with 7 counts of attempted first-degree murder, among other charges connected to those shootings.
Meanwhile, the Florida storyline still moving. While that boy juggling Louisiana cases, Miami already got his name written in the margins from that Trump resort shooting. The wall now officially interstate. The initials BBG and TBG and NBA bouncing between jurisdictions like a New Orleans twerker from uptown. House arrest in South Florida was supposed to be the calm it down phase. The rules say no guns, no rough company, no extracurriculars. But the streets never really believe in fine print. So picture this year. Over in St. Tammany Parish, another situation bubbling. Slidell apartment parking lot. Another car get turned into Swiss cheese. 12 said the intended target was tied to TBG, a name floated around the same ecosystem somebody labeled a snitch after deciding they suddenly love cooperation. Police don't care about intentions though. Somebody else in the vehicle take the hit. Investigators connect that shooting back to the same wall, and once again to that boy Yoshi. Now he got an attempted murder warrant over there too. At this point, his legal map looked like a bad road trip route. Baton Rouge, Slidell, Miami, all linked by shell cases, blood, bodies, and court dates. In July 2021, Miami decided they tired of seeing these dudes on flyers more than in front of judges. Yoshi got arrested there again, this time alongside Federal Bang. Both supposed to be on stage at a major festival chasing applause, but wind up catching handcuffs instead. To outsiders squinting from far away, it might look like 12 trying to sabotage the rapper's bag. To anyone who's been watching this sequence of shootings and reading his charges, look more like 12 finally sitting on people they think been driving up the body count. Say, bruh, dig this year. Couple of months down the line, September 2021, Florida crib where he staying get turned into a search scene. 12 raid the spot and find multiple guns, ammo, and a bulletproof vest. House arrest terms said no weapons, no funny business, no prepping for war, and they walk in and find a starter kit for exactly that. For somebody already facing attempted murder counts, living in the crib damn near like a gun closet is basically begging the court to slam the door. On revolt, back to custody. No more ankle monitors, now it's full-time bars. This beef right here had more shots fired than a gun range. The real G Money gone 2017. Boulevard Quick in 2018, TBG got T-Baby in 2019, 4K Trade got Dutch in 2020. Otter was dropping like flies. 2022, Yoshi stack of cases tall enough to block the sun. 7 attempted murders, weapons, property damage, Slidell warrant, possible Miami resort evidence getting slid into the show, pattern and motive, and a judge who already saw him break house arrest and tagged him as a dangerous and violent criminal on the record. If that boy decided to fight everything at trial and lose, he wasn't walking out. He's scheduling a forwarding address for the rest of his natural life. But when that plea deal slid across the table, it wasn't exactly a shock. July 2022, Yoshi stand in the Baton Rouge courtroom and trade the delusion of beating every case for a number he can at least count to. He pled guilty to 2 main incidents. First Avenue L shooting from 2019 becomes aggravated assault with a firearm, in his own words. Second, at July 4, 2020, Mallard Crossing drive-by with the family car and the bleeding kids becomes attempted first-degree murder and assault by drive-by shooting on the paperwork. That boy Yoshi didn't confess to every single accusation ever thrown at him, but he do own up to some of the ugliest chapters tied to his name. Judge handed down 15 years in prison at hard labor plus 3 years supervised parole after that death. That ain't no slap on the wrist though. That's the system telling you you gonna miss more than a few summers. At the same time, it ain't the de facto life sentence sentence he might have caught if a jury sat down and saw evidence from every single angle and clicked guilty on all counts. The state got a clean conviction. Victim families got at least some official acknowledgement. Courts get to close a couple of thick folders on the BBG, TBG saga, and Yoshi get a fixed expiration date stamped onto his freedom. After he sit down and really look at that 15, he tried to rewind it. He filed motions saying he misunderstood that he was signing up for something close to the 6.5, like he tried to switch the combo meal at Wendy's after he already took a bite off the sandwich. The trial court go back over the transcript, the explanation, the document. They basically say, nah, you knew what was on the menu. Motion denied. He shot his shot at the appellate court. They not interested in recooking the same meal. Finally, the highest court in the state denied too. Plea stayed. 15 stayed. That door clicked shut. Once that locked in, the storyline slide off the streets and fully into the prison system. Whatever lit Yoshi persona he created on social media got left on the outside with his old outfits. There, nobody care how many followers you got. They care about the DOC number and what time count they on. The institution don't treat him like an artist. They treat him like a man serving time for violent felonies, including drive-by that put toddlers in the ER. Back in BR, the universe don't reset just cause one dude off the board. BBG, NBA, TBG, those initials keep bouncing around, even as some of the original players disappear into graves of prison buses. New names slide into the stories. Old ones fade into the remembered him conversations. The clearest line you can draw through his 20-something years in gunfire, echoing different areas and ending in the 15-year brick wall. You mix all that together, add a couple of impulsive decisions and some dirty opportunities for revenge, and his outcome stopped looking surprising. It started looking like the default setting. Somewhere behind concrete, buttons, and razor wire, a man born September the 13th, 1998, sit with a 15-year sentence and the uncomfortable understanding that no hook, no clever ball can patch over the timeline that got him there. Those letters, BBG, NBA, TBG, that once felt important as religion, don't mean damn near nothing to the people he met on another side of them walls. This documentary don't fix it though. It ain't to glamorize it. It's to walk the viewer through each step in order so nobody can pretend they don't understand how the streets work. The choices and the bullets all linked up to turn one more Baton Rouge raised baby to another number in the system.